Thank you all so much for joining us. Thank you to the students for your hard work throughout the program and for your excellent presentations. To the families and friends out there, thank you so much for all the support you gave to our students during their work time, because it's a long haul getting an MBA or an MPA or a dual degree. So that was wonderful and fantastic, and I'm so proud of all of you. And now, to close out the event, we're going to hear from Provost Emeritus, Dr. Ron Naser.
Well, thank you. My job is very simple at this point. I do have three quick points to make. The first one is that everyone on here, contact these students. This is for earnest. And so be sure you contact them and work with them, join them, invest with them, help them develop their ideas. This is not a theoretical exercise at all. These are real-time projects, and get involved with them, as they all have said. The second, just a couple of summary thoughts. Maggie asked me to make a remark or two. Maggie was on the founding faculty, and I was the founding provost as we were launching the school. And we had a couple of simple ideas. One was that Maggie said in her opening remarks that she wanted to, they just didn't want to know about business tools and skills, but help build resilient, sustainable, and a just world. You've just seen evidence of that through these 10 exercises. I loved Carrie. I taught the marketing class for years and then into Capstone. I loved her remark about the anti-capitalist capitalists, and that you saw in every one of these projects a viable idea of building a market, but it isn't a market as usually thought, but it's a market as an ecosystem, a market as a community. And that's what we think Presidio is all about. Vanessa was very kind to talk about this idea of inquiry. And you heard it mentioned over and over again with a number of the students where they talked about an idea begins. You're called to some idea. Oh, there's an interesting, how do I think about that? And you develop it through time. And that was the presentation of what we had talked about in terms of this idea of inquiry. We had three basic pillars, and the beauty of the presentations you just saw, you're not going to remember what I told you about the pillars, but remember this: every one of those projects showed evidence that this school is living the founding philosophy of the school. Number one, learning from interactive experience and reflection. Each one of those showed a development of idea. And that's why we like this idea of pragmatic inquiry, because you learn, experience something, then you reflect on it. And that's why you continue to learn. And I thought so many of the presentations talked about how you are continuing to learn. The second one, simply systems thinking and practice. You saw that over and over again. The third was integration and communication of knowledge. Those were the founding pillars. And if anyone says, well, those are your values, I said, don't look at the values, look at the evidence. And you see it in each one of these presentations. The last thing I would say, just to position the vision that we have for the school when we founded it, we said, what can you be the best in the world at? What is your passion? And what is the economic and financial model? So we said this: if we develop and launch a future systems-oriented, values-driven, integrative educational practice, Presidio World College, now Presidio Graduate School, will be making a unique contribution in the long, rich historical tradition of Western University liberal arts and science education of citizens. That is a big promise. But what we have shown with each one of you students, it is the evidence of building a community. So my last point, very simply, is that for all of you who are watching and participating in this, we need to expand the community. There are 13,000 other business schools on the planet, and we want every one of them to be like Presidio, and you are the evidence for it. So thank you all very much. It is an honor to see the evidence of the work, and look forward to the continuing of the journey. We now have the founding professor, Maggie, and then one of our students, Vanessa. So one day, some of you all are going to be professors as well. And we look forward to continuing the journey and building the community. Thank you.